If you follow me on this channel, I've come a long way, at least in my opinion. And right now, I'm going to first be taking a break. And what does that mean? Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. I am Aradia Arcanum. I hope you all are doing well. I'm dropping in to kind of give an update to say hi, hello, and welcome all of you who are new here on this channel, and thank you who are still here with me. Subscribe to this channel. I have a few things to chat about, a few thoughts, where I've been, what's been going on, and some of the future of this channel. I first want to talk about where I've been. I've been a little quiet, not that that's a surprise. I go through my moments of being a little quiet, post a video here and there, and I think that's essentially important for those of us who are creators, occultists, practitioners of the art of magic. I think, you know, when you're in the realms of spirituality and working within those realms, it is important to take those breaks to go within, to hear your own thoughts for what it is that is for your path. So, many that know us know that my mother-in-law, my husband's mother, recently passed away a little over a month ago. And we have just come back from Virginia, where his family, my husband's family, is located, and from the funeral and handling, you know, those things that you have to handle during times like this. So it's been a little weird, a little chaotic, a little, you know, crazy. But we're back home now, and you know, so kind of trying to get ourselves back to some kind of state of being normal, whatever that looks like right now. So what I want to talk about in that experience is I didn't expect to go through this. You know, when you're not within the realms of a lot of mundane happenings, and your life is devoted to the occult and spirituality, and this is your day in and day out, you forget about how the world can be. So especially if you don't hang around those circles. But my husband's family, if this is the South, the Bible Belt, and you know, a lot of them are Christians. So his mother was a pastor. And so what happened was, during the funeral, and you know, if you're the immediate family, and you know, that's my husband's mother, so we sit on the front row. And everyone else is, you know, outside of my husband and myself, is dressed pretty casually, you know, just Southern. But we walk in with our black and, you know, all these things. And I have on this like sheer black dress that I wear quite, you know, all the time, because it's something that I love. It's part of my wardrobe. And it was sheer black. So I had like the black shorts, or like Spanx type of shorts under it. So like my legs, most of my legs was out. And just so, I actually had this piece on. I've been wearing it for the last week or so, and it dawned on me the minute the preachers got up there behind the pulpit. I'm sitting on the front row, my husband and I, and you know, their eyes are like, the devil is here. So they began to, it was just, it's so horrible when you are at a funeral and all types of people from different walks of life is going to come and pay respects. So you're not going to have all Christians. You're going to have people from different denominations, and some atheists, right? So this is a funeral. This isn't the time for you to take stabs at someone that isn't Christian, or call out the devil is here, or this is a time where we're laying a loved one to rest and remembering that loved one's life. So the focus should have been on her. However, there was this long, I went to church pretty much. It was this long sermon about how these are a couple of things that was said that kind of pissed me off. So I was just like with it for a bit. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. This is how she lived her life, so I have to respect that. But then there was a couple of things that made my face, I know my facial expressions are heightened, and I can't hide things, so I know they saw it. The minute where I took a turn and began to get angry was when they started saying that because she was Christian, she's going to heaven. She's saved. So if you aren't Christian, when you die, you will not see her. So in order for you to see her, you have to become Christian. If you subscribe to afterlife in the spirit realm. First of all, I saw her that same day, in her spirit. But in any case, right? So first, that was the first thing that began to make me angry. So, because, you're coming for my husband. He's not Christian. So what are you telling him? So then the next thing, I was so baffled. I was like, I never heard this. And I was, a church goer back in the day, which is why, I've spent time working on clearing out that indoctrination of that system. So I know quite a bit. The preacher began to talk about, and I don't know how he got on this topic. He began to say something about like giving money to a beggar. And if he was on drugs or something and, wanting money, that what the preacher would do is he would go ahead and give him that money, but he would put an assignment on it. An assignment would be, which is what he said, that he prayed that if you spend this money for anything other than the purpose of feeding yourself food and all this stuff, you will get sick and all of these things. And he handed him the money. Sounds like a spell to me, right? An assignment. So, there was just so many things that and then, because I'm sorry if I'm going on a rant, you could kind of skip this part if you want to. I will put timestamps in. But, these are just some things that if you were brought up in Christianity, you understand what it is that I'm talking about. And if you're walking this type of path now, these things may enrage you also. So you understand. And, so the other thing was, he began to say, now my husband, we live here in Jersey. So he, my brother-in-law, his brother took care of his mother towards the end days because he lived in the house with her. The preacher began to say that he's looking at my husband's brother and saying, she's proud of you. You did a good job. And, you're gonna be at peace and all of this stuff because you took care of her. He totally ignored Jabbar, right? So my husband. So that kind of pissed me off too, because we're in Jersey. What is he, he wasn't able to be there. But anyway, I digress. That was my experience in a church. And I had to battle with that whole time, because if you've been in it as long as I have, if you've been brainwashed as long as I was brainwashed, you battle with, even if it's just anger in that moment, you battle with your little PTSD going on, right? So again, all right, I'm done with that. I just wanted to share. I thought that was interesting. Especially the part about putting an assignment on someone, which is essentially a spell. Yeah, so The next thing I wanted to come in here and talk about, because I started the vampire community, topics and videos, I still will. I'm going to do a few more of those, maybe two, maybe three, and then take that more over to my Patreon. But I will leave the basics here. And if you want to go further into understanding like my experience in that, I will be discussing a lot of those things over there. But you will see within the coming weeks a couple of videos more on those topics. And it was very interesting because when I had no idea of what the attention it would draw from the vampire community or those that are vampires. A lot of the big thing that I really wanted to point out that it's way more than just vampires in the vampire community. But it's called vampire communities, so this is what you're going to attract when you make a video like that. But one of the things that I want to say right here is, and again, I'll get into what a creed is in another video. No matter what creed I am the hunter. I am not the hunted, right? So I just want to put that out there. But you will see more of what the vampire community is about and what's incorporated into it in a few more videos to come. So I just wanted to let you know, for those of you who are waiting and were interested in hearing more, I'll go into more about feeding the way that I do it and from my experience, not as a vampire. I want to express that explicitly, not as a vampire. So I will have my hope is to have a couple, two or three guests on here that are vampires to go into more detail about their experience with feeding. So stay tuned for that. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the future of this channel. Now, if you're someone like me that is all about evolution and growth and evolving spiritually and all the things, things shift and, ebb and flows, right? So my channel is a part of that. And you may have seen me, if you follow me on this channel, I've come a long way, at least in my opinion. And right now, what you will see, I'm going to first be taking a break. And what does that mean? For a couple of months, if I post, it will just be maybe a spell video where it's just like I used to do back in the day on this channel. A spell video with the theatrics, but I won't be a talking head. So because I need to take a break to reevaluate the future of this channel, which many creators often do. Because you get to a point where you've reached the ceiling and you want to shift and transform what it is that you're doing, and that's where I am at right now with this channel. If you are on my other channel, I will be focusing on that channel a lot more because it's centered around the left-hand path. And right now, this is a lot of this gnosis that I work within. This current that I work within is more of the left-hand path. And I know a lot of subscribers here aren't left-hand path, but I I'm dark light, right? So I want to still continue to share here. I just need to understand the route that I am taking, the path that I'm taking here. So I'm just going to take a little break, may come back and just be doing the same thing, but I'm going to take at least a couple of months. That will start after I post the next few videos that will be about the vampire community and maybe other videos. So maybe in about a few weeks after that, and I will reiterate this, I am going to take a couple of months off from being a talking face here on this channel. I still, again, will be on my other channel sharing some thoughts and the things that I'm working on within the left-hand path. So I wanted to just put that out there, that if you are someone that, and you don't know I have another channel, and you are wanting to know about that or walking within that current, please do go over and check that channel out. And because I will be spending a lot of my time on that channel. So if you have any questions and interested about the vampire community and all that it entails and all that is within it, you can leave. Actually, I'm going to make a post so that within the next couple of videos that I make, and I say we because my husband's going to be joining me, and hopefully the guest. I'm going to make a post to for you to ask if you have any questions. You can leave those questions there so that I can hopefully be able to answer them all within the next few videos. So, and one of them may even be alive, but I just want to let all of you know that, with a couple of months off, this channel isn't going anywhere. I just need a little break. So I don't know if many know, but those of you who are kind of in this circle or been here with me for a while know that my daughter passed away a couple of years ago. And at this point, I'm just saying a couple of years ago. I'm like stuck on time, when, my brain is still processing it. I don't know what the time limit on that is. I mean, there's no time limit, but in any case, I didn't take the time away from YouTube because I felt like I needed it to help me get through it. To focus on doing something. So I took a couple of months off and jumped right back in making videos. So through that, the grieving process is what happens is like you are fragile, right? Your emotions is fragile. So when this tragedy happens, it can't come out all at once. So it's been inching its way out. I've been working on healing, taking care of my granddaughter. So since 2 years ago, life has taken that big turn for me, and it hasn't been the same since, obviously. And then, with this happening, so it's just like fucking Chiron return, man. Let me tell you. Anyway, so it's just been, I haven't really, it's a shift happening, and it has been happening for the last few years for me. So right now it's coming to a head, and all of the things that I've been through and have learned within the last few years, it's taking a shift. So I need to take a couple of months away from at least this channel, because right now I'm diving deep into some things that I will be sharing on the other channel, but I need to step back at least for one of the channels, and I don't want to continue rambling, but I just wanted to give an explanation of why it is that I've come to this point in saying that I need to take a break. But I will be active, very active, because and which is the other thing, right? I have all of these things going on, so I need to at least take a break from like this channel and maybe, a couple other things. but I still will be very active, like I said, on the other channel and on my Patreon. As a matter of fact, I added a new tier that is solely for the purpose of Left Hand Path and for to share with beginners and intermediate practitioners diving into learning the left hand path philosophies and you know going through the apotheosis. I created this channel, that a new channel specifically for that, so I'm excited about that. But I will be quiet a lot of other places except for Patreon and my other channel. And I'm jumping back into making working more on my website to add more things. Like I'm adding working on adding more information on astrological magic, because I'm diving into working with the lunar mansions. So I will be sharing maybe blogs or more couple of pages about astrological magic over there. So I'm updating my website for that too. But again, I don't want to continue to ramble. I wanted to make this video to touch on a few things, give a few updates, and that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Go over and check out my Patreon, and do consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed to this channel, and also do consider checking out my other channel called Arcanum's Dark Light. Until the next video, I love you all.